sairam. Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 15, English. Naradiya Kirtan Pathadi, Mr. Sholka Sugarless Tea. Two lizards. The readers may remember that mention was made in the sixth chapter regarding the Ramanavami festival in Shiradi. How the festival originated and how in the early years there was a great difficulty in getting a good Haridas performing Kirtan on that occasion, and how Baba permanently entrusted this function Kirtan to Daskanu permanently. Now, in this chapter, we shall describe the manner in which Daskanu was performing the Kirtan. Naradya Kirta Patadi. Generally, our Haridas, while performing the Kirtan, wearing a gala and full dress, they put on the headdress either a peda or a darpan, a long flowing coat with a shirt inside and upper on a short dhotar on the shoulders and the usual long dhotar from the waist below, dressed in the fashion for some kirtan in the Shiradi village. Daskanu once went to bow to Baba. Baba asked him, "Well, bridegroom, where are you going dressed beautifully like this for performing a kirtan?" was the reply. The Baba said, "Why do you want all this paraphernalia, coat, uparani and peda, etc.? Doff all the before me. Why wear them on the body?" Daskanu immediately took them off and placed them at the Baba's feet. From that time, Daskanu never wore these things while performing the kirtan. He was always bare from waist upwards. A pair of chiplis was in the hand and a garland round his neck. This is not in consonance with the practice generally followed by all the Haridasa, but this is the best and the purest method. The sage Narada, from whom the Kirtan Pathadi originated, wore nothing on his trunk and head. He carried a veena in his hand and wandered from place to place everywhere, singing the glory of the Lord. Mr. Sholka Sugarless Tree. Initially, Baba was known in Pune and Ahmednagar district, but Nana Sahib Chandokar, by his personal talks and by Daskanu, by his splendid kirtans, spread the fame of Baba in the Konkan Bombay presidency. In fact, it was Daskanu, may God bless him, who by his beautiful and inimitable kirtans made Baba available to so many peoples there. The audience who come to hear the kirtans have different taste. Some like the erudition of the Haridas, some his gestures, some his singing, some his wit and humor, some his preliminary dissertation on Vedanta, and some others his main stories and so on. But among them there are very few who by hearing the kirtan get faith and devotion or love for God or saints. The effect of hearing Daskanu's kirtan on the minds of audience was however electric as it were. We give an instance here. Daskanu was once performing his kirtan and singing the glory of Sai Baba in the Gobineshwar temple in Thana. One Mr. Cholkar, a poor man serving as a candidate in the civil courts in Thana, was amongst the audience. He heard Daskanu kirtan most attentively and was much moved. He there and then mentally bowed and vowed to Baba Sahib, saying, "Baba, I am a pure man, unable to support my family. If by your grace I pass the departmental examination and get the permanent post, I shall go to Shiradi, fall at your feet and distribute sugar candy in your name." As good luck would have it, Mr. Sholkar did pass the examination and did get the permanent post, and now it remained for him to fulfill his vow, the sooner the better. Mr. Sholkar was a poor man with a large family to support, and he could not afford to pay for the expenses for a Shiradi trip. As is well said, one can easily cross over Nahane Ghat in Thana district or even the Sahyadri range, but it is very difficult for a poor man to cross Umbare Ghat, that is the threshold of his house. As Mr. Cholkar was anxious to fulfill his vow as early as possible, he resolved to economize, cut down his expenses and save money. He determined not to use sugar in his diet and began to take his tea without it. After he was able to save some money in this way, he came to Shiradi, took Baba's darshan, fell at his feet, offered a coconut, distributed it with a clean conscience along with sugar candy as per his vow, and said to Baba that he was much pleased and his darshan and was his desires were fulfilled that day. Mr. Cholkar was his masjid with his host Babu Sahib joke when the host and the guest both got up and were about the leave masjid. Baba spoke to Jog as follows: "Give him your guest cup of tea fully saturated with sugar." Hearing the significant words, Mr. Cholkar was much moved. He was wonderstruck. His eyes were bedewed with tears and he fell at Baba's feet again. Mr. Jog was also curious about his direction regarding the teacups to be given to his guest. Baba wanted by his words to recreate faith and devotion in Sholkar's mind. He hinted, as it were, that he got the sugar candy as per his vow, and that he knew full well his secret determination not to use sugar in his diet. Baba meant to say, if you spread your palms with devotion before me, I am immediately with you day and night. Though I am here bodily, still I know what you do beyond the seven seas. Go wherever you will over the wild world. I am with you. My abode is in your heart, and I am within you. Always worship me, who is seated in your heart as well as in the hearts of all being. Blessed and fortunate indeed is he who knows me thus. What a beautiful and important lesson was this imparted by Baba to Mr. Cholkar. Two lizards. Now we close this chapter with a story of two little lizards. Once Baba was sitting in the masjid. Devotee sat in front of him and the lizard tick-ticked. Out of curiosity, the devotee asked Baba whether this tick-ticking of the lizard signified anything. Was it a good sign or a bad omen? Baba said that the lizard was overjoyed as her sister from Aurangabad was coming to see her. The devotee sat silent, not making out the meaning of the Baba's words. Immediately, a gentleman from Aurangabad came on horseback to see the Baba. He wanted to proceed further, but his horse would not go, as it was hungry and wanted grams. He took out a bag from his shoulders to bring grams and dashed it on the ground to remove dirt. A lizard came out therefrom, and in the presence of all climbed up the wall. Baba asked the question devotee to mark her. Well, she at once went starting to her sister. Both sisters met each other after a long time, kissed and embraced each other, whirled round and danced with love. Where is Shiradi and where is Aurangabad? How should the man on the horseback come there from the Aurangabad with the lizard? And how should Babas make the prophecy of the meeting of the two sisters? All this is really very wonderful and proves the omniscience, the all-knowing nature of Baba. Postscript. He who respectfully read this chapter or studies it daily will get all his miseries removed by the grace of the Sadguru Sai Baba. Hence, bow to Sri Sai and peace to be all. Bow to Sri Sai and peace to be all. Thank you.